SUVs, everyone's got one, everyone wants one, but if you want an affordable one, well, you might have to get something from a Chinese brand. Renault though, it's introducing a new model that might change your mind. This is the new Duster. You might know it overseas as a Dacia, but here in Australia, it's badged as a Renault, and it comes with a few unique changes. Well, we're here to find out if you should buy an affordable European SUV over an affordable Chinese alternative, and see if the Duster has what it takes to sweep you off your feet. There's two engines on offer, with the base car featuring this 1.3 litre turbo petrol 4-cylinder engine, producing 113 kilowatts and 270 newton meters. That engine is paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission that sends drive to the front wheels, but you can spend a bit more and get a 4x4 version.
That all-wheel drive version starts from $36,490, but is equipped with a 1.2 litre turbo petrol triple with mild hybrid assistance, meaning a 96 kilowatt, 230 newton meter output. Oh, and it's a manual only, so if you can't drive a car with 3 pedals, you're stuck with a front-wheel drive Duster. There are also 2 grades available, the Evolution and Techno, and in terms of standard equipment and cabin fit-out,
it's where you can kind of see the Duster's more affordable, but also rugged roots start to pop up. The plastics, well, they're hard, but I wouldn't call them cheap because they are designed to last a bit longer and withstand that kind of wear and tear that you would put this car through. And you're not really missing any key interior equipment either. There's dual zone climate control, a fairly modern 7-inch digital instrument cluster, and a pretty big 10.1-inch infotainment touchscreen that feels snappy and quick to jump around the menus. The interior though is pretty dark. I will say the headliner is pretty funky, but even in its top spec grade, you only get cloth seat upholstery. And it is missing heated seats, which would be really nice on a cold Melbourne adventure weekend, probably. And while Renault is pitching this car for couples without any kids, well, the rear seat space is actually really usable. I'm 186 centimeters tall and I've got plenty of head, leg and shoulder room to be comfortable. You do get rear air vents and USB-C charging ports, but there's no fold down center armrest and no cup holders back here. Boo.
And while all this is fine in isolation, you have to keep in mind that some Chinese rivals like the GWM Haval Jolion and MG ZS are positioned below the Duster and come with a longer equipment list. However, buyers can also expect the driving experience to be an important point of difference.
So as previously explained, the Duster is available with 2 powertrains. This one is the 1.3 litre turbo petrol. It produces 113 kilowatts and 217 newton meters, and it's paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. And if you're watching at home and you're thinking that sounds a bit underpowered, well, given the size of this car being a small SUV, you'd be surprised at how much oomph that engine actually affords it. Tipping the scales at about 1,300 kilos really means that this is a lightweight in its class. Off the line, this thing feels really peppy, and even though this is a front-wheel drive model, it still feels like there's plenty of grip and assurance. The steering, it's really, really well weighted, at least to my liking. It's not too light and it's not too heavy. And it communicates just enough back to me as the driver where I feel confident to push this car into a corner. And the suspension, it's definitely well sorted. Even though Renault was positioning this car as a bit of a rugged off-road model, even this 4x2 front-wheel drive version has plenty of suspension travel, which means it soaks up all of the road imperfections and bumps. Now, of course, as an SUV that has a taller ride height than a hatchback, there is a little bit of body roll and a little bit of jiggle, but there's never enough where you feel out of control of the vehicle. Noise and comfort levels also do take a hit. Could this car and its cabin be a bit more refined? Of course it could be, but that's not the way that Renault has taken this particular model. The Duster, at least in this 4x2 version, is designed to eat up an unsealed road. It's not going to do any hardcore stuff like the 4x4 can, but across most country surfaces, this thing is going to be a blast. And another particular point I'm going to call out is the ergonomics. The telescoping steering wheel extends so far and retracts so far in as well. The seats, there's plenty of adjustability and you sit quite low down, almost hunkered down onto the chassis, which means that you can find the perfect driving position for you. And that's really important to feel confident when you're behind the wheel. The Duster is a refreshing change of pace from the sea of samey SUVs that you see out there. It's a bit more off-road focused rather than soft road, and I think that's a good thing. Being a bit more rugged and utilitarian, as well as maintaining a particularly affordable price point, means that the Renault Duster is going to appeal to a particular kind of buyer. And you could do a whole lot worse than getting yourself the new Renault Duster.